Good morning, folks. Welcome back. New week. I think we're going to start with an air vehicle, and then we're going to put it in an environment. I'm going to go ahead and bring a person in first to give us a sense of scale. There we go. And I think we'll use random starship, actually, for our vehicle. Let's bring it in. Come on. Mesh, random starship. And operator presets. We'll go with the 12 hull just to give us the starting point that we've been using for their same design language. And we're going to set it to like 4. 4 is awful and small. Let's go to like 6. 6 feels good. We're going to set it to static background so I know where it's starting from. And let's see. That stuff looks all right. The front, we could increase the front scale, make it wider or narrower. Let's go narrower. Ooh, yeah. Even point like 7.5. And it's adding all these wings because it keeps changing things, but that's fine. And our Z also of like 0.5. So it kind of narrows in like that. Okay. And then, unlike our spaceships that we've been making, this one is going to be a horizontal vehicle. So just need to kind of think of that as we're doing it. Let's just come over here. There we go. Back scale. We could go increase the Y on it, and that'll pull that out. And that goes like a little bit of like an engine thing going on there. It's kind of neat. It's longer. Let's see, 1.25. That's kind of interesting. So that's our back, there's our front. Front, if you expand our front, doesn't give us anything. Interesting. Not that much. Do we want to do that? No, I don't like it. 1. And edge cut. We give it that. And it's looking all right. Something like that's not too bad to start with. Let's look around for what other things we can do. Now we kind of like that. Let's change our hull seed. Sure. Something utterly random. Interesting. Don't like it, but interesting. That's not bad. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. I don't like how blocky the front is, but that's going to be pretty easy to fix. We have no doors to speak of, so we need to make sure we had something to add for that. But we could do that again with like a cockpit area in the front here. It's kind of cool looking. Let's take a look at our wings for right now. There's no angle. If we go, that's making them kind of narrower. On the large wings, change the seed. Just kind of playing around, seeing what we get. Try a rotation of 30. Brings them out like that more. It's kind of neat. We want less small wings. And count 1. No. Our small wings might be just very small. Let's see. No, that's kind of cool. All right, let's just use this and see what we get out of it. Seems like a good place to start. I think we can do something here. Go ahead and just apply the mirror. And we're not going to worry too much about our scale yet. I'm going to rotate it though. So it points the same ways. So now, yes, coming towards us is the front. Okay. So just taking a look at what we've got. Let's go ahead and save. Where are we? New, right? Come on. Oh, there we go. 250505. 1 live stream AV. Alrighty. So that's going to sharpen it. Just get everything kind of nice and clean again. Feeling good about it so far. We do need to add like a cockpit area and a door area of some kind to it. And we might do that with some kit bashing. Let's try it and see. Let's see. What do we want? Go jump straight to a cockpit. But I think we want a hull section first. I think we want to increase our hull just a little bit and give it a little bit of a flat plane that we can use for a door later. Let's try this. I'm going to bring it to the center again and scale it down. And I think we're actually going to rotate it that way. Yeah. And bring it over to like here. Or vertical. But I think I like doing it this way. Let's bring it forward a little bit more. Again, we need a door. So that would make a good hatch. Cool. Let's see how we feel with this once we mirror it. It's not bad. Bring it in a little bit like that. That's better. Okay. Still needs a front. But I think that feels, we now have something I can believe we could make into a door. Okay, let's bring it a little further forward again. Just so it's all the way. Okay, that's a door. We know that now. We have decided. A cockpit, we could choose to either be kind of, let's try this one. Scale it down. Get it roughly right where we want to be. Do we want it to be that big? Probably going to scale it down a little bit more so it fits to the bounds of our space. Bring it forward. How do we feel about that? We might like that. Let's see. Bring that like that. And then scale it on the x-axis slightly to bring it in like that. It gives us something with a cockpit. It's a little different. Still blunt-nosed, but kind of cool. Kind of like it. scaling wise, it's not actually too far off what I want to be. Turn off our dude. Grab everything and scale it up a bit. Turn the guy back on. Yeah, that feels alright. So crouchable inside as a space. Maybe slightly bigger. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's going to be the size of our vehicle. It has doors. It has kind of what we need. We could give it wings. Might be neat. Or we could keep it sort of snubby. Both could be kind of cool. Let's try giving it wings, just cause. I don't know, why not? I'm just going to move to the side of their wings. It's meant to be inside. Okay, that's the inside. RZ90. Scale it down. Bring it in. Yeah. Back to there. Up to there, so it kind of ties into that other form. That's kind of neat. Just gives it a little bit. It's not a lot, but you know. I do like that we have that kind of going through. Bring it down just a little bit so it lines up with our two micro wing things. Cool. That looks all right. Let's mirror it. Nice. Kind of a nice looking mini shuttle. I think that will work well for us. Let's just take a look at what it looks like with materials on it right now. Yeah, that's okay. But I think we want, well, that obviously needs to be fixed, but let's come here, tab, and 3. Oh, no. Let me grab. Nope. That's the best way to get this. Probably just this way. All that. So that would be like our door, if we felt like making it a door. Do we want to keep it cutting in like that? We could just texture it so it looked more door-like. That might be our best option. Or we could flatten it. I think I'm gonna right now. Not chrome. Sheet classic edgeware. There we go. So now I just sort of separated the door. It's still going to look exactly the same, but now it has its own material if I want to play with it later. Cool. Tab. This bad boy here. Just like that. You. Smart UV project. Cool. It's not mirrored though. Let's mirror it. There we go. Okay. Our paneling is way wrong scaled right now too. I'm not too worried about it yet though. I'm just kind of jumping ahead around a little bit. Do we want to give it landing gear? Have it sitting or flying? I think sitting would be more fun. So let's do that. Where does the landing gear extrude from? It's going to be one in the front. let's do, I don't know, this one. Let's do this one. And maybe not. That looks like a side one, actually. So, yeah, it's going to the side. We can use the side one. That's fine. RZ minus 90. Scale it down so it kind of looks right. And we'll put it kind of over here. Does that work for us? Need to be either more in or out. Maybe in. It also has to be sized so that it will fit. One's down, so we need to come down. And we're just kind of lining it up based on essentially bullshit, but you know, that's looking okay. Maybe we take it to like there. That looks like that'll work. Let's bring it forward a little bit. And up a little bit, just in like that. It doesn't really work, but I think for what we're doing, it'll be fine. Mirror it. It's kind of tight, but it's a chicken lander. It does feel very tight. Can we get more width out of it? Let's see. That's going to feel better. But it does go beyond our thing now, so we'll have to sort of figure out what we want to do with that. Just fine. It does feel better. Come on. There's our bottom. Let's come back to this in a second then. Let's go to our hull again. All parts. And grab just something cool looking and long. This one. It might even be the same one we used before, is it? I think it might be. Well, it's fine. One, and basically we're just going to give it something for these legs to attach to. Sure, that works. And mirror it, I guess, along our primary axis. Okay. There we go. That helps, I think. Now go back to landing gear again and do a front one. I think this is a front one. Is it? Let's see. Yes, that is a front one, right? Okay. RZ minus 90. RZ minus 90. Yes. Okay, 1. Alt G. Why did my ship off center now? No! Did I move it? That's not good. I don't want to do that. Okay. I don't remember when that happened, but fine. I'm going to actually then and join them real quick, because that's going to be a nightmare otherwise. Joining them might be a problem, but having it off-centered is going to be a real problem. Okay. Scale this down. And we get to Something like that. Kind of trying to go for roughly, let's see, the same size as that. Yep, okay. Okay, sure. Back a little further. It's not the most stable of landing platforms, but we're going to assume it's heavier in the back than the front, so it doesn't need to worry about tipping forward from crew coming up here, which makes sense because the engine's probably back here. So that'll work. I like having the tripod landing thing too. It could be a quad, but tripod looks good. Okay. Cool. Now, let's keep it going on it. What else do we want to add here? Need some greebly bits up in the front part, I think. Which we could either make ourselves or just use some of these. I think for today we'll just use some of these. How do we feel about that? Get a bit smaller. A little weird, but kind of neat. Okay. Again, how do we feel? That's fine. Actually, you know what? I don't like it there. It's a little too bumpy. I do want something though. Like a panel or a... Let's try this panel here. That looks better. RX180. Scale it in. I think that's going to be better for us. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. That's where we want it. Does it line up? Does my thing actually... Oh, because I did angle it in slightly, didn't I? That's right. I was like, why is it doing that? Because I angled that front section in. Tab 3E. There we go. Now it works. I think that's better. Okay. That's looking okay to me. Take a look. Yeah, that's looking all right. We definitely need to make that door feel more door-like while we're at it. And then this thing, we can go ahead and just... Sci-Fi standard. Tab. Yeah. Select. You unwrap. Smart UV project. That looks okay. Let's come over here and UV edit that part. Take a look at it. And we want to make it a bit, the panels a bit bigger, I think. Which means we need to scale this stuff down smaller. That is better. Yeah. Yeah, that looks better. And then our door. Why is it? Did it combine them? I thought I created our own section for that one. What panel is that? Where is that? don't even know. Oh, it's inside. Okay. Right. So we gotta redo our door again, I guess. Got confused. Fortunately, not a hard thing to grab. Oh, we got too much. Okay, so we want that to be our door, plus a sign. And we're gonna go to alternate. Let's do that. Where are they? Shaders, starships, metal sheeting alternate. Gotta be out of edit mode. Yeah, make sure it's assigned. Take a look at it, see where it's going. Okay, well that's clearly not working for us, but let's see. G. Kind of bring it in like that. How do we feel about that? We don't want it on that section there. We shrink it down even more too, right? Well, I don't know. That's kind of cool. Feels a bit too clean for me. It's too bad because I kind of like it other than that. But let's come over here. That's going to need a door maybe. We're just exploring this texture to find what we can do from it. Yeah, that looks like it could be cool. I'm going to scale it in. Take it to like that. I feel like that could be neat. Okay, so that's, where's these sections? Let's maybe separate them out. This to here, good. Then that goes where it should be. All right, I want to try something different then actually. Select 1 or 3, U, cube projection. So it gives it more of a square look. It does, good. I think that's gonna help us more. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, there we go. And we lost our mirroring, so we need to mirror it again. Okay. That feels enough like a door that I buy it's a door. It's a simple ship, but I think it'll work for what we need. We can bling it more if we have more time later, but I kind of want to keep going. So let's stop the ship for right now and start playing with our environment just to make sure that we have enough time to get somewhere. But that's certainly going to work for like, you know, what we want. I want to make like a old kind of house sort of vibe. And I found this interest on Pinterest, and I kind of like it. So I think we're going to try to riff off of that a little bit, see what we can get. Let's start with the ground, though. Mesh. Circle? Plane. Let's circle, just in case. S50, giving us 100-meter radius. Lots of stuff to do. Might be too much. That didn't look like 50 to me. No, that did not. 50. That looked like 50 to me. Yes. Okay, that looks about right. Fill it. And quad remesh it to 250. Okay. And I'm just going to join these three now. Object, convert to mesh, and join. And there's our ship. Right. GZ up. And GY forward to right there. And then we're going to Control A, all transforms, just to set it sort of roughly near the center of the thing. Okay. So I kind of like having that hole underneath our building. Even we're going to make it a little larger, maybe even park our ship there. Because this ship is big, but let's see. Do we want to do that? Maybe. Mesh. Cube. S1, S1.5. Okay, so lined up. All transforms. There we go. That's going to be our single floor of this building. Let's come in 3. Okay, and then we're going to take this up. Cool. 2 stories. And then cool. And giving us something like that. We can push down our ship a little bit too, I think. That could be neat. And let's just solo. Grab all those and E3 twice. So that's roughly 9 meters by what? 18 meters. So not huge, but not bad sized actually. If that could work. Then let's keep going. I'm gonna just move my ship out of the way for a minute. New collection vehicle and turn it off. Okay, so up back to here, tab this one. If we went E3 and out like that, or not even quite. Well, maybe no. Let's choose an edge loop to there. And sure, like that. Summit like that. Now I want a combination of wood and brick on this sucker. Couple ways we could do this. I don't remember super well how to do it with PGB or PBG, but that's probably the easiest way to do it. Let's give it a shot, see if we can remember. It's been a while. PBG. Okay. We start with this onto here. 2-part building. Okay. Then we will need let's see, wooden structure. wrong one. Wooden shed structure. See if that does it. No. I'm trying to remember how to do it. Let's see. Select asset collections to use once you've dragged this node group onto an object. So does it have asset collections? Let's see. Taking a look. Oh, yes, it does. I see. So we need to drag in our collections. Wooden shed. Cool. And stone building. Let's try that. Okay. Now on this sucker, then we want our, let's see, lower segment to be stone building style, and our upper segment to be wooden shed building style. Does that give us what we want? Kind of vaguely. It's not bad, but it's not great either. Let's see. Threshold height of 3. That makes it okay. So that goes to 1 and 1. Cool. Scale of 1. No. 3. Yes. Okay, that's better. Yeah. A little smaller. Just want to get it like that. Okay. That looks okay. Doing all right so far. Roof greebles, basically none. I don't want them. Door rarity of 1. I want less doors. Yes. Single wall type? No. No doors on our second floor. How do we feel about this? Is this working for us, or do we want to do it a different way? Let's see. It's kind of working, but not exactly the way I want. I actually don't think we're going to do it this way. It's a neat idea, but I don't think it's going to work for us. So let's get rid of it. And I'm just going to get rid of these two for right now. Okay. I want to take this, actually I'm going to make it into 2 separate objects. Let's try this now. Multiple ways skinning cat, right? Coplanar plus, yes, I want this to be a separate object. P section. Cool. Now, let's try grabbing Housecraft. See if that'll get us for us. Guess what we want. Housecraft. I could probably make PBG work, but I don't feel like doing with it right now. So, copy objects. Collection. Paste our objects. Okay. Now, select objects and just drag them out of the way. Where'd that cube go? No. Where's our center thing? Did I get it? Housecraft. There, that's it. Off to the side. Okay. This and this link materials and link modifiers. Get rid of this. Okay, yeah, that's helping us. I think that's more in line with what I want. Okay. Good. Let's see. Windows, random off. I'm going to set them on myself. Lamps and chimneys. Lamps are random are off. Chimneys are off. We're going to set everything by hand. Cool. Now, let's keep going. Let's turn, just going to see our original geometry tab. 2GZ. What does that do to us? Makes that all wonky, but that's kind of cool, actually. I like that. That's fun. Yes, liking this so far. Now, 3 GZ up, like that, and 3, and KYC to cut all the way through. There we go. Give that back to that. I think we're going to want that. Yeah. Yeah, we do. Cool. Nice. Now, we can, I'm going to take this, and Control R, make an edge loop right there. And then 3 GZ up, until it's roughly that. And again, KYC, cut through like that. Nice. That's coming along. Okay. Now, we're going to take, let's see. How do we want to do it? Do we want like a thing going up and out? Could, I suppose. Let's see, 2, add an edge loop there. And I guess we'll do the same thing here. And again, KYC. And where did it cut them? Undo. 1, 3, 1. There we go. KYC. Okay, straight across again. Good. Now, Shift S2. Great. 3. How do I do this? E. Yes. And then 3D cursor, SZ0. Gives us that. And I'm just going to take this and median point SY0. So that straightens that out. Now this is all going to wonk out our roof a little bit, but that's kind of cool. So that's fine. That works. Let's keep going. Loop cut there, maybe. Problem with that is I'm not going to want it, well, we'll see. Cool. There's that. That just looks ugly, doesn't it? Let's not do that. Let's do it. E. There we go. Yeah, we'll do that. And then these we'll take down. Cool. It's a little weird in the back, but yeah, whatever. That's fine. And I want to get rid of that. Let's see if that screws anything up. It looks okay so far. Morning, Michael. Morning, Soham. Good to see both of you. Let's see. Okay, that's going all right. Materials here. We're gonna make that a window. So purple. See if it works. And no, it doesn't. Cause that. Yeah, bastard. All right, well, we'll fix it. Original geometry off. Let's see. 1 KX across. And 1, get rid of that. Or no. How do we want to do that? Probably need to make it a quad. And we could just cheat, I suppose. Why am I not thinking straight? Maybe because I got 4.5 hours of sleep last night. That could be why. Undo that. Do want to make that a window, though. Oh, how can we do that? Just make sure we're looking right. 1. No. Okay. I don't want to join in. I just want that to be... you know what? Let's see. 3 V. Can't rip selected faces? What are you talking about? There we go. Where there's a will, there's a way. There we go. Still not giving me a window, though. Why are you not giving me a window? It's supposed to be a window, right? ID purple window, yes. Now, very least I like that better geometry-wise, so we can make dump a window on all the time. Nap time, yeah, for sure. Okay, we're good there. And then let's come back, keep going, regional geometry, edit, Alt hide, come back in. And this has just got those 4 faces, right? Yeah, because it's a separate object now. We'll make that a chimney. Because why not? Cool. All right, we're going to make this a door. Or try to, anyway. And we're going to make a lot of windows. This, make all these windows. And I guess we can do the other side too. Probably mostly focusing on this side, but we'll do these. And then those. Sign as windows. And come back and take a look. Okay, so we got windows there. That worked. All right, so we just didn't get a window in our top thing. It's being a pain in my ass. I also want to increase our... Come on, photographer. Exposure to 7.5. Get nice and bright so you can see what the heck we're doing. Okay. So that's coming along. Now, for our brick, we can either just manually do it, or we could try looking for something else. I think we're just going to manually do it, though. Unless there's a auto building style that kind of would look cool for this, but I can't really think of one. So let's come back out. Grab that. And material. Just go see if we can go find one. Where are we? There we are. Shaders. Just look for brick. We're going to go for our... Let's see. Yeah. Tab A, U, cube projection. Cool, but they're too big, obviously. UV editing. A, and scale it. Yeah, I'm just going to go with about 1 cube per 1, right? I think that should be close enough. Yeah, that looks good. Seems acceptable. Let's see, are there any other textures we want to use just to sort of break it up a little bit? Maybe we do. I think here, take this side here and make that like a either a different brick or that's a brick and plaster. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's kind of fun. All right, cool. Into that. Let's maybe play with the ground some now. We'll come back around. There's our ground. Tab. We want to take... I'm just going to move it, actually. You know, actually... Yeah. Subdivide it 1. Do I want to do that? There we go. Something like that. Sure. And then here to here. GZ down, right? Oh, we need to add maybe one more. Sure. And GG, we'll move it so it's like there. And we'll move it so it's like there. Okay, now that... Actually, let's even grab more than that before we do that. I'm gonna then just grab a bunch there like that, and let's grab like all of that. Okay, and then GZ down. Cool. Let's bring our ship back. Vehicle, come on. Bring it in. It's still too big to fit really inside of our space, but maybe we won't actually park it inside. That was kind of silly, but I do like having the hole either way. We could park that like right here. Yeah, okay. That'll be fine. Good deal. Nice. And then back to here. And disconnect all of that. That looks good, and we'll make that detail. Caps matters. Assign. And save. Now let's trainer base. That's kind of fun. Is it all working out? Almost. Just got to move that a little bit in the corner, but that's kind of looking okay. Maybe we'll smooth that in a little bit, but yes, we'll go with it. Apply all. And sculpt mode now on it. Where are my brushes? Come on. Sculpting. Why are they not showing up today? Ugh, come on. Layout. Okay. Why are you being a pain in my ass? Sculpt mode. All cloth. Yeah, where are my brushes? Hello. McFly. I've had this happen before. I just had to quit Blender and go back in again, and it worked. So let's just do that. We're not far in. Goodbye. We'll try using this one. Let's see. Is it in here? Well. Open. Don't save. Where am I? Where am I? Z. Not 2024 paintings, 25 paintings. Now, there we go. See, now they're back. Why? I don't know. I'll bring that back up to there. And we're going to smooth this in here. It's a nice kind of even, whatever. We'll smooth that down. We'll smooth that down. All that just kind of gets, you know, tossed into the mix. Cool. And our ship looks like, is it sitting right? Looks like the front end is maybe a little bit higher than the back, which is fine. We'll just jam it down in a little bit more. Okay. So now, I'm just going to take a look at my reference again. Again, if you showed up later, I'm kind of looking at, I found this picture on Pinterest, and I actually think it's a real picture, not a AI picture, but this is kind of the idea that I had behind our space that I was using. So, clearly not exactly the same, but we're kind of in that same ballpark. Just using it for, again, inspiration reference, not so much like trying to make it exact. Come on. Drag, you stupid thing. There we go. Let's go look at some kit stuff. Future slums, or just in general, windows. Yeah. Let's see what we can find. These are not great windows, are they? Well, that might be okay. Throw that in here. Let's see what that looks like. That could be okay. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that'll work. That could be all right. You can go with that. And actually, I wonder. Let's check Ian's stuff. He doesn't have Windows. What does he call it? What did I put him? No. I does call him Windows. Why didn't that load before? We don't know. All right, fine. Let's try this one. See what it looks like here. Can we just throw it on this? Will it be okay? Seems like it. Seems like it should be just about perfect. One. Line it up by site. So it's reasonably close to the center. I like these windows. Yeah. That's fun. That's cool. Okay. Now, we need to jump to our next thing, which would be putting the stairs going down platform generator. What's coming up? So C6 back over here. This bad boy tab. Let's grab. Shall we? Yeah, sure. Shift D, P section tab. Come back in and get rid of that entirely on it. And then GY. Now let's narrow it. Okay. And object set origin to geometry. Great. And there's we go. We got this. We're going to go with the funky one, I think. We're going to go with the wood one that's all over the place here on this. Copy the object. Come back over here. Up to collection and paste the object. Turn on collection. Did it go in collection? Where'd it go? No. Undo. Go away. Turn on collection. No, it's on. And paste. Cool. They're in collection now. Get it out of the way. Move this one to ground. So we can start thinking about it. Okay. And then this link modifiers. I'm going to get rid of that. I mean, you can get rid of that now. And here, cool. Platform generator, base, terrain is ground. And our pillars, where's our angle? Is it pillars? Yeah. Procedure code here. No? I thought there was a way to do an angle. There was on the other one. Maybe they're just angled automatically on these ones, but oh, base angle. There we go. 1. So they're almost straight, but not quite. And I'll get rid of stuff on top. There's nothing there. Cool. Good deal. Now, tab. Let's turn this off while we're editing. This thing, tab 2. Shift D, SX, scale it in, EZ, down, GY, forward. Turn it back on, or just exit edit mode. There we go. Stairs. Narrow, funky stairs. They may be a little too narrow. Widen that out just a little bit. Let's see if that's better. That looks better. Cool. I feel like those pillars are a little bit chunky. There we go. I can narrow them like that. Oh, it's going to mess with the other stuff, though, isn't it? That was going to be chunky. It's fine. Okay. This object here. Back to our original geometry on. Cool. So we got our stairway going up. Do we want a railing? I don't think we want a railing here because I don't want to block the side. But maybe we put a railing on this side. Like that. Yeah, that's cool. We'll leave the other one off just so we can see what we're doing, you know, like, and do it better. That's cool. Alrighty. I kind of want to do a little bit more like wonky ass platforming. I just think it'd be fun. So let's edit. Cool. Shift D, GZ up. Move it over to like here. Sure. Up to there. Great. And 2 E, and we're just going to do it by hand even so it is a little wonky. Great. And then E to there. Cool. And E to there. Cool. And then E down to here. Cool. Actually, yeah, we'll make it a wide stair. That's fine. And then E out. We'll just kind of go, why not? And so we're deliberately not staying the same size or even the same placement. Cool. And then here, like that. And here, and why not here too? Nice. I don't know, we'll see it on the background, but it's cool. Well, I guess, I don't know. I don't know if I've got it right or not, but I'm trying. Here, I mean, that's obviously going to be a individual belief thing. Oh, I don't like those, though. Okay, so we got to fix that. GY in a little bit. Just so the posts don't stick through. You can't see them. Oh, it kind of goes in here, though, too. Interesting. Alrighty. Well, we don't want that. Oh, I know what we can do, though. Well, would it work? I can make them balconies, but then I think these are going to be balconies. Or maybe not all of them. Tab. R, add an edge loop to there. Yes. Those are going to be balconies. Oh, that needs to be or first off, exit. Remove unused materials. Tab. Yes, good. Plus assign And it's balcony blue. Yes. Okay. There, that gets it outside of our hole at least. It does double the post at the far end, but you know, what are you gonna do? That's a common feeling for many of us, Michael. I can't argue that. Let's see if we can do that here too. And then we'll make these balcony as well. Okay. And then maybe a bit more. Okay, yeah, that hides it. I don't think we want hanging rope on these, much as I like hanging rope. Hanging ropes, density of 0 this time. Cool. That feels funky. I like it. Let's see. Yeah. I think it's all about confidence sometimes for that stuff. Let's see. We're going to come over to here to this one and turn off our original geometry. And 3, we want to make that back to just a regular default. And then we're going to make this our chimney now that we've added the other stuff. Cool. And I wonder, could we do like, I'm curious. I don't know if I want to do this or not. Let's see. Not there. But I wonder, I could come over here and E3, yes. Turn off the original, just go away. E3, yeah, okay. And then we make that an awning. And that down. Now let's see what that looks like. That's kind of fun. I like adding that extra vibe to it there. It's giving us some, definitely giving us something here. Cool. And I actually want to kind of add a little bit of wreckage to this. We want to mess it up a bit. So water streaks, we definitely want just 100% water streaks. Trash target is going to be ground. Random damage on. I don't want quite that much. Just a bit. I think that's better. That might even go a bit more than that. That's too much. That's where before. 4.033. All right. Yeah, that looks cool. And unsolo. Oh, come on. Oh, did I turn everything off by accident again? Yeah. Ground. There we go. That's kind of cool. That is working for me. And yeah. Okay. Geoscatter. I mean, I've done this 100 times recently now, but let's just do it a little bit. Maybe I'll do like all the fine-tuning stuff afterward, just because you guys got to be getting sick of me putting, ooh, look, here's a weed that goes right next to a wall again. even if I love it. But let's do some just so we can get the big shapes in there. First off, let's move this object here. New collection structure. Okay. And geoscatter. Grab our ground. And biome. We'll go with another one of our pine tree ones because they're just light and they work well. We want to put it someplace. Almost there. Done. Just get it out of the way for right now. Ooh, Lord. Okay, well, so the first thing we want, obviously, is an upward obstruction of structures. Actually, I'm gonna make one obstruction. I'm gonna make a new one and just call it, just in case I want to put something else in there later. Because I might put some water or something in here too. And obstructions. And then we can put structure in obstructions. Cool. And okay, so nothing's now growing directly out of our dude, but kind of close. Actually, looks like there is some still. No, I guess he's not quite, but we're gonna, okay, trees. Let's just turn everything else off so we can kind of do this one at a time. Okay, so tall trees are going to have a proximity, repel of... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do it the smart way. Tab C. I'm just going to grab and make a vertex group. Because you know what? That just makes more sense. Make our life easier. Great. Vertex group plus assign. We're going to call it clearing. So we can just culling mask, no trees in the clearing. And turn off repel. Okay, so no trees in the clearing. That's fine. We might even add a few more stuff later, but that'll work for right now. Okay, trees small. Again, in the clearing. Okay, yeah, no trees in the clearing. Dead. You get the vibe, right? Okay, big branches. How big are they? They're pretty big. None in the clearing. I could have done this the whole group, but I kind of thought I might want the ferns in there. So this gives us more flexibility, even if it's kind of a pain to have to do it one at a time. We could have just done it to the whole biome, but we may end up doing that. Because those actually seem, yeah. You know what? We're just going to do this to the whole biome. Clearing. None of that shit in the clearing. Okay. And save. Cool. Now, that means we are going to need something in the clearing to reverse that structure. I think we're going to go for a more like overgrown look today. So let's do grass 9. I'm going to turn off geoscatter so it doesn't try to auto-populate it everywhere. It'll speed us up a little bit. Okay. And it's going to be, oh, it's still thinking. Yeah, it's 1,000,000 instances, so we're just going to change that to vertex group, clearing, and reverse it so it's in the clearing. And we will give it an upward obstruction of our structure, or obstructions, just to be clear. And save. Now let's turn off biome 8, because we kind of know what it looks like, and we're not doing that area right now. And turn on geoscatter again. And then turn on grass 9. It's a lot of grass. Is it just those 2? There's 3. I'm going to cut this down a little bit, I think. Let's see what's the distribution look like. 100, maybe to 50. Clump. 10 to like 5. And nettles, just kind of cutting it in half. So 32. Let's just see what that looks like. It's still very, very green. But it's okay. I'm actually kind of all right with that this time. We definitely want it growing underneath our porch and all that kind of stuff too. Maybe not underneath here. So if we do this and put, I don't want to make this whole thing part of upward obstruction just because it's, well, let's try it. M structures. It's going to slow us down a little bit, but it now creates that, yeah, you can see better in probably gray. It doesn't go underneath there anymore, which is probably a good thing. But it also doesn't go underneath there anymore, which I don't love so much, although it's fine. Just put something there and that'll be fine. Let's do this. Turn it off. And do rock plane 6. I think we like that one. $2 million objects. Yeah. Okay. It's going to have a vertex group of clearing in reverse, so it's only in our clearing. And then we're going to look, and yes, that looks good. After this, those can go, honestly, they could pretty much go everywhere. Those can, these, just for fun, we're going to do proximity to structure. And we're going to reverse it and get a minimal of 1. Let's just see what that looks like now. Let's turn off grass 9. Save. Turn on geoscatter again. And turn on grass dark. Okay, yeah. So it goes near that. It doesn't go underneath there, but it does fill in here nicely. That's cool. Grass dead, same thing. Let's set it to proximity near our structure with a distance of 1 and a transition of 1. We'll even go a little further on this one. Nice. And then meadow flower, I think we're actually going to move that up to the other one. I don't want to get rid of it, but I want to have it have the same issues as grass 9. So we'll just move it to grass 9. Okay, save. And rocks, just to see how big they are. I don't want them to be huge, but so now we added rocks everywhere. We didn't limit those. Same with gravel. We also didn't put a upward obstruction on those, right? Right. So we still have rocks. Yeah, we have rocks inside there. Good. Good. Okay. Save it. Let's turn back on grass 9. Take a look. See how these things feel together. The one is going to kind of overpower the other, but I hope subliminally you kind of notice that it's there. And it does give us some plants underneath, which I wanted, even if it's pretty dark. And the rocks are helpful, although I think there's just a little too many of them. Let's cut them down. Maybe one more. Yeah, and gravel I don't think we're going to need very much because, again, it's going to get hidden anyway. Let's cut it down to 25. So there are some rocks, but not like crazy amounts anymore. We can turn them on at this level. Should be okay. Let's see what we get. Yeah, that looks good. Because yeah, you don't notice them anywhere else, but you know, whatever. Now the one thing I want to do, I'm going to turn off geoscatter entirely, is go to here and go to weight paint. And take a look at what we got. And it's very sharp, this edge. It's too sharp for what I want. So I'm going to just smear it. Is it going to work with my... There we go. Yes. I'm going to actually just turn off that too. Should speed it up some. Yeah. Okay. We want to pull this way so we don't have trees going into our spaceship as we start messing with the weights. We want to kind of pull it out. Because I don't mind pushing the trees back a bit more, but yeah. We can actually then go into blur to and smooth that down. So that will widen that transition zone. That's probably an easier way to do it too. We can even paint the weight of like, or strength of like, let's go to 0.1. And we can add just a bit. Because it's binary, they're using the same one. That will take trees away from the other space, but it will also move things out. And we could even go to strength minus 0.1, or sorry, strength of 0.1 and erase. And call the control. And just add a little bit in over here. And particularly on this back side here, we could add some maybe there's a tree that pops up in there. There won't be many. Okay. Object mode. Turn back on geoscatter. Yeah, you can see it sort of feathers. I remember how it was really sharp before, and now it feathers out more, if you can see. And if we turn on our trees, excuse me. Yeah, we got tall trees, nothing's coming in, great, that's fine. Small trees, yeah, we're good. Dead trees. And big branches. Nice. We can turn back on our obstructions to see what we got. Cool. So we do have some plants that are only showing up near our house, which I like. Some stuff underneath. Let's take a look. Cool. There's still stuff in the cockpit. Neat. Those are fitting well together, even though they're from different systems. The colors are working okay. I'm liking it. I need to add a little bit more gack around it, but I think I'm going to do this off camera because we're at time, and you know it's not really that interesting to see. Oh, look, I'm adding barrels. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. It's just some random barrels and stuff in here. But in the meantime, let's give it a sky, and then we'll call it. Import HDR. I don't know, 70, sure. We're just going to randomly one this time in about 1425. Let's see what it does. It'll be a time of day. Yeah, it is a time of day. I'm going to change the angle, but I like that as a shot, kind of. Let's set it up. Photographer, camera, the area. I don't think we'll need to, but let's just change our clip end to 250 just to make sure. Our lens to the Cook anamorphic, but let's go 35. And our resolution, all pretty standard stuff, you know, wide. Cool. Now let's change our HDR angle. Try some different ones. Angle of 60. 120. Might be a bit harsh for sky. It's not bad, but I haven't decided. kind of cool though. 0. Let's see if we can't find something between 0 and 300 that we like. It gives us a bit of shadow, but not a lot of shadow. Okay. So I can see where we're at. Yep. Okay. Save. Not hating it. Morning on the old space farm. Yeah, pretty much, right? Not liking the door on this ship, though. When I see with light, that's the one thing that's kind of pissing me off right now. It's a little too obvious. It's a different color. Let's see. It shouldn't be that weird, though, because it's supposed to just be the same as... That one's weird. Let's see. Let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, it's supposed to be the same color. But it gets weird. Okay. Is it because it's getting the dirt different from the other stuff? Is it kind of a different object? It's the same object, isn't it? Because that looks right until I bring in the other stuff, right? Yeah. Let's see if we can't just edit this real quick and change it to only local. See if that changes anything. No, it's still getting a weird color tone there that it is not getting in any of the other stuff. Let's see what happens if I just go metal sheeting classic sci-fi standard. Weird. Screen door to keep the bugs out. Yeah, for sure. What are you doing here? Wrong thing I'm editing. This bad boy. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Just give me my ship, you stupid thing. Come on. There. Edit. Let's just check the normals. No, they're right. It's very strange. Unless there's something directly underneath it because I smashed it together. Let's see. Tab. L. Hide. No, there's literally nothing there. Yeah, we're gonna just play for just a second. Let's see. It wouldn't be part of it. Let's see. Select. There's all that's that. No, that's not the same one. That should be that too. Assign. That should be part of it too. Assign. I don't know. Because that looks absolutely correct here. Right? Right? That's fine. And as soon as we bring back in our ground, it's got to be something with the AO. That's the only thing that makes sense. Let's try the, is it the edge work? Let's try muting this. Yes, it is part of that AO. Something's happening in there. Only local. There we go. That works. Woohoo! I thought I had done that already, but I must have done the other one. Save. And I think we're going to call it, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We got ourselves a ship, got ourselves a funky building. Kind of liking it. And I think we're in good shape. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will be back again tomorrow, same time. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Take care. Bye.